For today's objective, we're going to talk about strategies that we can use to divide fractions. We're going to meet these people who they have a bunch of hamburger meat and they have to talk about making different sized patties. So here we go.
I need this 8 pounds of burger meat made into 2-pound mega burgers quickly.
No problem. I can divide the 8 pounds of meat to make 4 more burgers.
And I need this half a pound of burger meat made into 1/4 pound micro burgers.
All right. How many 1/4 pound burgers can I make with a half of a pound of burger meat?
So check out, this is his equation. He's starting off with half a pound of meat, and he's dividing it up into pieces that are the size of 1/4. Tell your partner, how many burgers do you think he can make? 2. Someone who said 2, how did you get your answer? Tatum, how did you get your answer?
So I was thinking 1/2 is equal to 2/4. So that's 2 burgers is equal to 1/4.
Yeah, so if 1/2 is 2/4, then 1/4 will go in 2 times. Nice explanation. So today, we are going to, if you guys have your book open to page 49. At Humboldt Middle School football games, the students and teachers run a concession stand to raise money. A concession stand is a place where they sell hamburgers and candy and beverages and candy and popcorn and candy. Probably candy is the thing that you guys might be most interested in. So they're trying to raise money at this concession stand. And Mrs. Drake's class is hosting a cookout. And the students are selling hamburgers to raise money. Okay? At the top of your next clean page in your notebook, I want you guys to write 3.1, preparing food, dividing a fraction by a fraction. And I want you to do that so when you go home tonight, you can look at all of the really great work that you are about to do, and you're going to have some great models and some great equations that you can reference when you get home. I'll keep it up there so you can see it. So our first problem today says, Mrs. Drake is grilling the hamburgers. Some people like big patties, and some like medium patties, and some small patties. When they talk about patties, that's like the hamburger part of it. Okay, it's not somebody's name, but it's the hamburger part of it. So our first question today says, how many 1/8 pound patties can she make from 7/8 of a pound of hamburger? Okay. Now I think based on your work on your warm-up and how I just saw you guys talking with your tribes, I think that we should do this in tribes. You guys should really help each other to do it. So this is what's going to happen today. If you have a 1 at your desk, you are going to be the person who makes sure that everybody draws a model to explain their reasoning. If you have a 2 on your desk, you are going to make sure that everybody writes a number sentence or an equation to solve their problem. If you have a number 3 on your desk, you might have the toughest job of all, because you have to make sure that everybody has an explanation. Okay? And I put number 4 last, because this person's going to make sure that you have solved the problem, and that's going to kind of be your last step here. Okay? I'm going to check in with you guys in 10 minutes. And by 10 minutes, I hope that you have solved a 1 and a 2. And if you get further, then that's fantastic. So, the first problem we're going to look at is number 1. How many 1/8 patties can she make from 7/8 of a pound of hamburger? All right, Jackson, it's all you.
Okay. So, what I did
did the model. And this is the model. There's lines right there that you can't really see. Like, anyways, so I kind of did this where it's like, this is kind of like one roll, and then there's like 7, and each one of them is 1.
So you shade in 7/8.
I shaded in 7/8, and each one of those is 1/8, what equals 1 patty.
Yeah, so each of those 8s is 1 patty. What questions do you guys have for Jack? Thank you very much. All right, here's our next one. We said, how many 2 8-pound patties can she make from 7/8 of a pound of hamburger? All right, so here's Tatum.
That's this one right here, and I don't know if you can read it, but I shaded in 7/8 again, and then I circled 2/8 at the beginning, and then circled 2,
How come you circled 2 8s?
because that's how much 1 patty is. And so I circled 2/8, and then I circled as many 2/8 as I could without like filling in the whole thing. And then I realized there was 1/8 left over, so that's half of 2/8. So I figured you could make 3.5 7-pound patties.
Yeah, so look guys, she has this 1/8 left over right here. And she knew that that 1/8 of a pound is half of a patty. Nice job. Thank you for sharing. What questions do you have for Tatum? Yeah.
So, wouldn't you have 3 2 8-pound patties and 1 1/8-pound patties? Because 1/8 is half of 2 8s.
Yes. Yeah, I just put it. You could have
Can
3.
you put your picture back up there? Because we should talk about that.
I just said you should have 3.5. So 2/8 of a pound patties, because that's how many they're focusing on making. I guess.
So you are right. We have 1/8 of a pound left over, but 1/8 of a pound is half of a hamburger, because each hamburger is 2/8 of a pound. So we could say we have 3 patties with 1/8 of a pound left over, and we can use that 1/8 of a pound to make another half a patty. Thanks for asking that. All right, here's our last one. Thank you, Tim. Oh, thank you. We have a teacher brings 2 3/4 pounds of hamburger to make 1/4 pound patties. How many patties can he make? So Bryn's model looks a little bit different, and I wanted you guys to be able to see hers as well. All right, Bryn.
Okay, so I said she could make 11 because 1/4 goes into 2 3/4 11 times, and so I just did this is 1 and this is another 1 and this is 3/4, which equals 11 little ones.
So how many times does 1/4 go into one whole, crew?
4 times.
4 times. How many times does it go into another hole?
8 times? 4?
Yeah, so yeah, it would go into a total of 8 times. And how many times does 1/4 go into 3/4?
3 times.
Yeah, so it's 4 plus 4 plus 3, which is 11. What questions do you guys have? Awesome, thank you. The next one we're going to focus on, you guys have great strategies for this. The next one that I want to focus on with you guys is B1. And this says, Sam has 3/4 of a can of hot chocolate mix for drinks to keep everybody warm. To make a cup of hot chocolate, Sam adds hot water to 1 scoop of hot chocolate mix. The scoop holds 1/24 of a can. How many cups of hot chocolate can Sam make? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes to work, and then we'll check back in. Either way. For our last problem we're going to look at today, Sam has 3/4 of a can of hot chocolate mix for drinks to keep everyone warm. To make that cup of hot chocolate, he's going to scoop out 1/24 each time. So Hunter has a really great model that he would like to show you. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. We have it there. There we go.
So
Okay,
here,
so walk us through it.
here would be 1/24th, and that would be one jump because
So what was your, let's start with your equation. What was your equation?
the equation was, I made the fraction that was one of the fractions common denominator, so it's a bit easier to divide. And I got 18/24ths from the 3/4, and divided by 4. So if I take 1/4, which would be one jump, that's one scoop.
I'm going to scoot this over a smidge so we can see that great equation that you had. There we go. So we start off with 3/4 divided by 1/24. Okay.
And then I multiplied it by 6 so I can get another 24, so it'd be easier to divide. And then I counted up eventually to getting to 18/24ths, and then I knew that I reached how many scoops you could make. Which
So
was
what
18.
questions do you have for Hunter? Yeah.
I got 18 as an answer.
That is the answer. It's just 18/24ths is the fraction in which the answer is.
18
Oh, you're even putting a label. You're so fancy. So we know that 3/4 is equivalent to 18/24. And we got that common denominator. We got the same size pieces so that it's easier to find how many 24ths will go into 18/24. So you're right, we would have a total of 18 servings. Any other questions you guys have? All right. Did you guys notice today, thank you, Hunter, did you guys notice how your models really helped you with your explanations? And you guys were able to explain how you got your answers, right? Which was very cool to see. Tonight for your homework, I also want to see those models. For your learning log today, you get to pick which level you would like to do. Please write your level on your learning log. And I'm excited to read them.